There is a clock ticking inside your chest. It is not your heart. It is something far more mysterious and perhaps far more tragic. Inside the upper chest, sitting quietly behind your breastbone, lies the youth button. It is the master gland of your immune system. When you were a child, it was massive, a thriving academy of defense. But as you are watching this video right now, it is vanishing. By the time you reach puberty, this gland begins a process called involution. It shrinks, it withers, it turns into fat. Science calls this the primary cause of immunosenescence, the aging of your immune system. It is why we grow frail. It is why we heal slower. It is the biological surrender to entropy. But for thousands of years, ancient mystics, Qigong masters, and Taoist alchemists have claimed there is a way to stop the clock. They didn't use stem cells or gene therapy. They used vibration. They used the drum of the heart. Welcome to the Codex of Reality. Today, we bridge the gap between the ancient facelift lock, the bioelectric shake, and the cutting-edge neuroscience of T-cell production. We are going to explore if you can physically tap your way back to resilience and awaken the sleeping guardian within. The silent collapse. To understand the solution, we must first face the problem with brutal honesty. The organ in question is the thymus. In the lexicon of biology, the thymus is the university of the immune system. Your bone marrow produces raw, untrained cells, but they must migrate to the thymus to become T cells. The T literally stands for thymus. This is where they learn to distinguish you from the enemy. However, nature has played a cruel trick on us. This is the phenomenon of thymic involution. Research shows that starting as early as puberty, the thymic epithelial space, the classroom where these cells learn, begins to collapse. It is replaced by adipose tissue, fat. By age 40, your thymus is a shadow of its former self. By age 70, it is often just a trace of tissue lost in a sea of fat. This leads to immunosenescence. Your body stops producing new, naive T cells, the fresh recruits ready to fight new diseases. Instead, you are left with memory T cells, old soldiers who only remember the wars of the past. They become exhausted. They become senescent. This is the biological reality of aging. Modern science is currently scrambling for a cure. They are looking at growth hormones, at overexpressing the FOXN1 gene, and modulating mTOR pathways to reverse this atrophy. But while the scientists work in labs, the ancient masters worked in the temple of the body. They believed that this gland didn't just die, it simply went to sleep because we stopped speaking its language. The ancient architecture. Long before we identified the T-cell, the Taoists and the yogis identified the energy. In the framework of traditional Chinese medicine and Qigong, the area of the thymus is the seat of the Zheng Qi. This translates roughly to upright Qi, or guardian Qi. It is the energetic shield that protects the body from external pathogens, or pernicious winds. When a Qigong master performs chest thumping, they aren't just hitting their skin. They are stimulating the lung and heart meridians. They are attempting to break up stagnation in the sea of Qi. Cross the ocean to the yogic traditions, and we find the Anahata, the heart chakra. The Anahata is not just about emotion. It is the center of life force circulation. It is the bridge between the lower energies of survival and the higher energies of consciousness. The ancients believed that when this center closes, the physical body creates a shell around the heart to protect it. A closed heart chakra manifests physically. The shoulders round forward. The chest collapses. The rib cage becomes rigid. And what sits directly inside that collapsing cage? The thymus gland. Is it a coincidence that the gland responsible for our defense withers exactly where we physically close ourselves off from the world? The mystics say no. They teach that the shrinking shield is a result of energetic neglect. The convergence of vibration. So, here is where the codex of reality seeks the truth. Can we reconcile the fatty graveyard of the biologist with the guardian chi of the mystic? While we must be clear, there is currently no peer-reviewed Western medical study proving that tapping your chest physically regrows thymic tissue. We must look at the mechanism of action. The mechanism is vibration. Your sternum, the breastbone, is highly resonant. When you tap it, you are sending a mechanical shockwave through the mediastinum, directly into the tissues beneath. We know from the study of piezoelectricity that bone, when compressed or vibrated, generates an electrical charge. We know that mechanical stimulation increases blood flow and microcirculation. If thymic involution is driven by a lack of resources and stagnation, could the rhythmic drum of the heart serve as a wake-up call? Consider the bioelectric shake. When animals in the wild survive a life-threatening event, they tremble. They shake violently to discharge the freeze response. Humans do not. We hold it in. We stiffen. By tapping the thymus, we are manually inducing vibration in a region that has become silent. We are telling the body, I am here. I am safe. I am awake. Furthermore, we know that chronic stress and high cortisol levels accelerate the death of T cells. This is a proven fact. If the rhythmic practice of Qigong chest tapping lowers your stress response, if it shifts you from sympathetic fight or flight to parasympathetic rest and repair, then you are stopping the chemical assault on your immune system. You are not just tapping on bone, you are tapping on the door of your own nervous system. The protocol, awakening the shield. How do we apply this? How do we turn this philosophy into a protocol for resilience? We will use a technique derived from the 3 thumps of energy medicine and the Zheng Qi activation of Qigong. We call this the THYMUS awakening. First, you must open the cage. You cannot activate the thymus if your physical structure is collapsing around it. Stand or sit with a spine like a rod of iron, yet relaxed. Roll your shoulders back. Expose the upper chest. You are signaling to your biology that you are not afraid. Find the spot. Locate the notch at the base of your throat and move down about 2 inches. You are now over the manubrium of the sternum. This is the roof of the thymus. Use your fingertips or a loose, soft fist. This is not a punch. It is a percussion. Begin to tap. The rhythm should be consistent. Some prefer the waltz of the heart. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Others prefer a steady drum. As you tap, you are looking for a sensation of vibration in the marrow. You want the sound to travel inward, not just slap the skin surface. Breathe. Inhale through the nose, filling the space behind the tapping. Exhale through the mouth, releasing the stagnation. Do this for 1 to 3 minutes. You may feel a tingling spreading across the chest. You may feel an emotional release, a sudden urge to sigh or even cry. This is normal. The armor around the heart is breaking. After the tapping, hold the space. Place your palms over the thymus. Feel the echo of the vibration. In Qigong, this is called leading the Qi. You have awakened the energy. Now you must let it settle. The mind-body connection. While you perform this, your intention matters. The placebo effect is not a lie. It is a demonstration of the mind's power over biology. If you tap with the belief that you are merely hitting a bone, you are merely hitting a bone. But if you tap with the intention of the alchemist, visualizing the fatty tissue receding, visualizing the golden light of the guardian Qi returning, visualizing the production of naive T cells, you are engaging the psychoneuroimmunology network. You are combining the mechanical piezoelectric spark with the software of your intent. We live in an age where we outsource our immunity to medicine and our longevity to technology. And while these tools are miracles of the modern age, we must not forget the ancient technology built into our own design. The thymus may shrink with time, but perhaps it only shrinks because we stop using it. We stop vibrating with the frequency of life. We close our hearts. Open the cage. Tap the drum. Reclaim the shield. If you want to dive deeper into the bioelectric secrets of the human body, make sure you are subscribed to the Codex of Reality. Turn on notifications so you never miss a transmission. Tap the like button. Consider it your first act of digital Qigong. And tell us in the comments, when you tap your chest, what do you feel? Until next time, keep the signal clear.